Welcome everyone to TradeStation and another installment of our Meet the TradeStation Team podcast series. This podcast series is designed to take you inside the heart and soul of TradeStation, to meet the people that are working every day to make your experience with TradeStation the best that it can be. TradeStation is an award-winning direct access broker offering trading in stocks, stock options, and futures, all within one trading platform with low commissions. But you also get the outstanding TradeStation analysis platform with advanced charting, real-time scanning, and powerful option analytics. Our mobile app lets you take your trading on the road. To learn more, I invite you to visit our website at tradestation.com. The following podcast is for educational purposes only. All of the symbols and trading ideas discussed are for educational purposes and are not recommendations. Active trading is not suitable for everyone. You can find additional disclosures, including option trading risk disclosures, on the TradeStation website.
Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Meet the TradeStation Team. I'm your host, Michael Burke. I'm Vice President of Client Training here at TradeStation, and we're very fortunate today to be joined by TradeStation's own Gaston Sanchez. Gaston's been with TradeStation for 22 years, a little longer than me, starting out in tech support and easy language consulting. He was product manager for the platform for many years, and now is Vice President of Partner Solutions and Strategies. Gaston, thanks for chatting with us today.
Mike, thank you very much. It's really a pleasure to be here.
Gaston, tell us a little bit about your background and how you got started at TradeStation.
Well, I was born and raised in Miami. I went to study my university at Spring Hill College, and I studied management information systems, which at that time, nobody really knew what that meant. So it was pretty much just translated into business and technology. But once I graduated from the university, I was looking for work, something just to get me by for a little while. This company, Omega Research, responded to one of my queries and asked me for an interview. So I sat down with them, and it sounded like an interesting opportunity. So I hopped on board. And hopping on board meant I was part of, I think I was like number 35 in the company. It was a really exciting time for the company as it was growing, and I was doing technical support, something I could do. I was computer proficient and savvy, and I got the opportunity to go to a trade show, and that was the first trade show I'd gone to. I went to the trade show. It was interesting. It was in California. I'd never been to California before, and as soon as I walked into the trade show, I had people coming up to me left and right telling me how much they loved TradeStation, how much they love Supercharts, what a great product it was, how it changed their lives. That show really gave me the perspective of what TradeStation and Omega Research at the time really was and how special the company is.
So I think you'll agree with me, one of the benefits that I found, and I'm sure you have too, is the great people that I've been able to meet and work with while I'm at TradeStation. How about you?
Well, so that initial trade show that I went to really opened up a whole new world that I wasn't even familiar with, which was the world of trading. And in that, I instantly got to meet some of the top figures in that world. Jack Schwager, Tom DeMark, Linda Raschke, among many, many others. So it was really inspiring to learn and understand their content, not just from being in the audience, but actually sitting with them and speaking with them and really understanding how they existed as traders. A great compliment to that is just the people that I've had the opportunity to work with here at TradeStation. It's an amazing group, an amazing family that over the years, you look back and are really in awe at the talent that you've been able to work with and learn from.
And what's funny is that a lot of those people that you and I worked with way back at the beginning are still here. There's a huge number of people here at TradeStation who've been here 15, 20 years and longer.
Yeah, we definitely have a reputation of getting people and keeping them. People just won't leave. It really is a great place to be. So.
That is true. So Gaston, you have a really important role with our business-to-business partners. These are primarily international partners at this point. Tell us a little bit about what you focus on day to day.
So this is probably the most exciting role that I've ever had at TradeStation, and it ties directly into the global vision for Monex, which is really extending our presence into markets where we don't have a presence, building a whole new brand there. Our primary focus right now is China, although we've done launches for TradeStation in Korea. We recently had one in Japan.
And just to be clear, these are customers in those areas of being able to trade their local markets.
That's correct. They're trading their native markets using their local market data using TradeStation platform. So it's been a fantastic opportunity because despite the fact that we didn't have a presence in those markets, I invariably have people coming up to me saying, yes, I've used TradeStation, I've used 2000i, I'm so excited that you're here because it's going to be great that I can actually use this now for my market, in this case the Chinese market. So it's very exciting, actually very encouraging.
In fact, it was actually surprising, I think, to all of us of the reach that TradeStation had internationally that we didn't really were aware of. We had hints that TradeStation was being used all over the world, but we never really knew to the extent it was until we really started working in these markets.
Yeah, definitely. We have a reputation that certainly precedes us. It's been a privilege and really a lot of fun as well. Embarking on this journey and making TradeStation really a part of somebody's trading portfolio on the other side of the world in markets where we've never existed before.
So, Gaston, we're just about out of time, but before we go, I wanted to follow up just a little bit on the idea of the business-to-business partnerships that you're building and some of the unique relationships that we've discovered because of that.
Yeah, Mike, it is actually very fascinating. As we've worked with different partners in different countries, you not only get to meet and interact with different cultures, but you really form a bond with these groups that otherwise you wouldn't know. You wouldn't have relationships with. Because for us, this is a brand new adventure. This is wide open, and we're doing something really significant in the world of TradeStation. But for them, this is also very significant. They're building a new business in their country, and they're representing something that is fairly unique. So for both of us, it becomes truly high stakes. And that brings us really close together and creates bonds that are definitely an unexpected benefit of this business.
I've had an opportunity myself to do a little bit of traveling, and work with you on some of these partnerships. And my initial expectation was that the cultures were going to be so different and that I thought it was going to be difficult to bridge some of those gaps. But, in actually working with our partners in China and South Korea, we actually have more in common than you would think.
Yeah, definitely. When it comes down to it, we really are all people. Our cultures may be different, but our passions are very similar. One of the real surprises that I found that I didn't expect is how entrepreneurial, for example, the people in China are. It's really amazing. They're looking constantly for new opportunities and new ways of doing things. They want to succeed, and that's a common thread in what I see, here in the U.S. or even, for example, in Korea. Same thing. You have very driven people.
Yeah, I think that's something that's lost in the media here in the U.S. is that people in China and South Korea and all over Asia really are participating in this modern society all over the world.
In that common goal with someone else, you realize that as different as the cultures may seem at the outset, but even with that barrier, it's amazing how effectively you can communicate and how important these bonds really can become.
I agree. Well, again, I want to thank our guest, Gaston Sanchez, for spending this time with us today. This was great, and I really appreciate you taking the time.
Mike, it's always a pleasure hanging out with you. I appreciate the opportunity to be here.
And I want to thank everyone for listening, and be sure to tune in to more of our TradeStation podcast series. We have a great trader interview series, and of course, tune in for another edition of TradeStation Meet the Team. Thanks, everybody, for joining us, and have a great day.